Today is a special day. And not because we're laying on the primer, but because we're going to expand our vocabulary by 200 right now. Cognates. Words that end in B-L-E. Let's take cable. Terrible. Both of these words are the exact same in English and Espanol. Cable, terrible. Cable, terrible. Pretty soon, inside of this bus, a lot of these walls are going to be chalkboards, because this will be a Spanish classroom after all. So, you remember when we're learning Spanish and they would say, oh, just add an O to it and you'll be fine. That's actually kind of true. I'll give you an example. Words that end in IC, right? Atlantic, poetic, romantic. All these words that end in IC, you actually can just add an O. Then you have Atlántico. Poetic turns to poético. Romantic turns to romántico. The phonetic qualities of these languages, of course, are going to vary, but on a reading level, if you can look at signs or anything along the streets or reading a menu or whatever it is, and try to start picking apart things that you know of the word is going to get you a long ways in comprehending. Is it words that end in O-U-S? O-U-S. Guess what those end in? O-S-O. And even by seeing it, even if you've never even looked at a word in Spanish, there's something very similar happening between what you already know in terms of delicious and delicioso, right? Curious and curioso. Same exact words, just a couple little shifts in letters. I'm pointing out this strategy in order to utilize that knowledge of what you already know from English or French or Italian and apply it to the new language, because there are so many overlapping strategies that can be used effectively to pick apart a new language. Everything is a lot more closely associated in the linguistic world than we actually think. Any words that end in I-T-Y, if you can think of community, U-N-I-T-Y, all these I-T-Y words end in D-A-D, and it maintains the stem of the word. So you have unidad. So the T-Y turns into the D-A-D. Let's take university. Ends in that I-T-Y, right? University. Well, if that T-Y ends up being D-A-D, dad, then all we have to do is take the stem of the word and add it to that, and you end up with universidad. Speaking of language always comes later, just like babies. As they're starting to pick up and process more language and put together all the syllables and all the syntax and all the semantic meanings of the words, just because they can't speak, it doesn't mean they don't necessarily know what you're saying. And if you have a child, you can absolutely agree with the fact that they might be babbling to you, but if you go tell them to pick up their book or put down their shoe or whatever it is, they're going to understand you. That same dynamic happens in a second language learner or any language acquisition process. And this right here, so what I'm saying is the phonetics comes later, but these types of tips right here are going to help you with immediately seeing and being able to recognize a word. Okay. Start reading Spanish. Just get into a book and start reading even children's books. And go through and try to pick out all the words that you already know based upon cognates. Cognates are the words that are the same or similar in other languages.